الآن شرق الرياض.
On the zombie apocalypse, and I was narrating. Then all of a sudden, I'm up here in my little loft area. All of a sudden, I heard this narrating. Then all of a sudden, I'm up here in my little loft area. All of a sudden, I heard this fly. I heard something, and the power kept blinking on and off. You all, it kept blinking on and off. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is going on? Because it just kept getting louder. I ran to the window over there. It was like a battalion of helicopters, military helicopters. By the time I looked at it, I saw 3 of them coming from the southwest, and they were going to the north, kind of diagonally. You all, it was so loud. They were so low. They were in formation.
Of Haiti's president, unrest in Cuba, and the rising inflation. Sit tight, the show starts now. The world according to Jesse.
Hi, I'm Brigida Santos. For our top story today, police in Haiti have arrested a 3rd suspect with U.S. ties following the assassination of the country's president, Jovenel Moïse, last week. Haitian authorities say the unit of assassins includes 26 Colombians, half of whom are former members of the military, and several Haitian Americans. A Florida-based doctor from Haiti named Christian Emmanuel Sanon is the alleged mastermind of the killing. 2 other Haitian American suspects claim they were translators for the Colombian unit and had an arrest warrant for President Moïse. They say he was already dead when they arrived. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency has also confirmed that one of those 2 men had previously worked as a confidential informant, but no longer acted on behalf of the DEA. Jesse, this investigation is ongoing and things are very murky. But before we dive in further, give me your reaction to this.
Well, my first reaction is the old cliche, I guess, from Shakespeare or whatever, something's rotten in Denmark. In this case, something's rotten in Haiti, because obviously this was a well-planned assassination. It took place, and what troubles me is that anything involving the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and international drugs and this and that means there's a lot of dirt out there and there's a lot of stuff going on.
Are you prepared for a zombie apocalypse? And not just any zombie apocalypse. We're talking about a rabies virus. A rabies virus disease. Okay, we're looking at the CDC, who is a very utmost authority on disease. And they've got this update on rabies virus disease. Is evolution toward zombie virus a tangible threat? I think it is. I think the CDC thinks it is too. So there's this human rabies disease, and they say it's caused by rabies lyssavirus, a virus belonging to the Arabidopteroideae family. Its more frequent means of contagion is through bites of infected mammals, especially dogs, bats, skunks, foxes, raccoon, and wolves, which, lacerating the skin, directly inoculate the virus-laden saliva into the underlying tissue. Immediately after inoculation, the rabies virus enters your neural axons and it migrates along the peripheral nerves toward the central nervous system, where it preferentially localizes and injuries neurons of brainstem, thalamus, basal ganglia, and spinal cord. After initial prodromic period, the infection evolves toward two distinct clinical entities, encompassing encephalitis, which is furious, 70 to 80% of the cases, and paralytic, dumb, 20 to 30% of the cases, rabies disease. The former subtype is characterized by fever, hyperactivity, hydrophobia, hypersalivation, deteriorated consciousness, phobic or inspiratory spasms, autonomic stimulation, irritability, up to aggressive behaviors. The current worldwide incidence and mortality of rabies disease are estimated at 0.175 times 100,000. And
we have word that there is an ongoing earthquake swarm at Yellowstone. Now, the USGS has put out information stating that there's an ongoing earthquake swarm that began at 5:52 p.m. Thursday, and that it's centered actually beneath Yellowstone Lake. There have been 40 earthquakes bigger than the magnitude of 2, and when they posted this information, there was at least 2 that were above a magnitude 3. I'm going to go and say, yep, this has been quite, there's at least 3 that have happened at magnitude 3 or greater. And we'll zoom in here so we can get a look. For those of you that have been to this region, you know that Yellowstone is an area that has a lot of different stuff going on with it. And it is a massive volcano. Super volcano at that. And if it was to ever blow, we'd have some big time problems. Now, this one is located right here in the heart of the swarm. Right in the middle of the lake. Right smack dab in the middle of it. And let's take a look at the depth. Fairly shallow. This 3.2 at 7.1. We go down here and look at some of these other ones though. Yellowstone 7. Yellowstone 7.1. So fairly shallow quakes. We're going to have to keep an eye on this. Now,